Why most students fail to truly learn. This is an important question. Education exists to build understanding, but often it only teaches memorization. Students read textbooks, they memorize answers, they pass exams, yet real understanding remains absent. This happens because learning requires curiosity, not repetition. Knowledge is not collection of facts, it is ability to think, to analyze, to question, to understand why things happen. Great physicist lessons explain this idea, similar to teachings of Richard Feynman. He believed knowing name of something is not same understanding it. For example, if you know word atom, it does not mean you understand atoms. You must visualize them. Imagine tiny particles, moving and colliding, creating matter. This mental picture builds understanding. Not just memorization, students often copy equations, but they never ask what equation means. They solve problems, but they do not understand concepts. This is root of failure. Education should encourage questions. Why does this happen? How does it work? What does it mean? Questions create learning. Answers without questions are empty information. Consider classroom environment. Many students hesitate to ask questions. They fear looking wrong, they fear judgment. But wrong questions lead to discovery. Silence leads to ignorance. Great thinkers asked basic questions. They challenged assumptions, they explored ideas. This process created scientific progress. Knowledge grows through curiosity, not blind acceptance. Visualization is a powerful technique. When studying physics, imagine forces and particles. If learning electricity, picture invisible fields, pulling and pushing charges. This helps understanding. Because abstract ideas become real, you can see them in mind. You can reason about them. Learning becomes meaningful. Another technique is explanation. If you cannot explain idea simply, you do not understand it. Teach concept to someone else. Use simple words. No complicated jargon. If explanation is difficult, knowledge is incomplete. This method reveals gaps, it forces deeper thinking. Education should train problem solving. Not only memorization, real life requires thinking. Problems do not come with instructions. You must analyze situations, find solutions, apply knowledge. This skill is valuable. Students who only memorize struggle in real world. Because they lack understanding, learning is journey, not destination. It requires effort, curiosity, and persistence. Mistakes are part of process. Failure teaches lessons. When you fail, analyze why, learn from experience, improve understanding. Great scientists failed many times, but they kept trying. This attitude created discoveries. Knowledge grows through experimentation. Ideas must be tested, questioned, and refined. Education should inspire curiosity. Students should enjoy learning, not fear exams. When curiosity exists, understanding becomes natural. Knowledge is powerful, but understanding is greater. It allows creativity, problem solving, and innovation. If you want to learn deeply, ask questions, visualize ideas, explain concepts. Do not accept information blindly. Think critically. This is lesson from science and life. Learning is a continuous process. There is always something new to understand, to discover, to explore. Learning deeper perspective. Why understanding matters? Knowledge without understanding is like tool unused. You may own hammer, but cannot build anything. Education should empower thinking, not just information. Great ideas come from curiosity, from questioning assumptions, from exploring possibilities. This approach shaped discoveries in physics and science. Lessons inspired by thinkers, including work of Richard Feynman. He emphasized simplicity. If you cannot explain idea in simple words, you do not understand it. This rule is powerful. It forces clarity. Many students memorize jargon, technical words without meaning. They repeat definitions, but cannot apply knowledge. This is failure of education. Learning must connect ideas to real world, to practical understanding. Imagine studying mathematics. Equations describe relationships, but equation alone is not understanding. You must know meaning, what it represents, how it applies. This transforms knowledge into useful skill. Education systems often reward exams, not thinking. Students focus on grades, not understanding. After exam, knowledge fades because it was memorized, not internalized. Real learning stays with you. It becomes part of thinking. You can use it in different situation. Problem solving requires understanding, not rote memory. Life presents challenges. Without instructions, you must analyze, decide actions. Knowledge helps, but understanding guides decisions. Consider scientific discovery. Great scientists asked questions. Why does this happen? What causes it? How can we test ideas? They experimented. They observed results. They learned from mistakes. This process created progress. Science advances through curiosity, not blind acceptance. Students should adopt same mindset. Ask questions. Challenge assumptions. Seek explanations. Do not fear being wrong. Wrong answers teach lessons. They reveal gaps in understanding. When you identify gaps, you can fill them. Knowledge becomes stronger. Education should encourage exploration, like discovering new ideas. Learning should be exciting, not stressful obligation. Curiosity makes it meaningful. Think about daily life. Problems require solutions. Relationships require understanding. Decisions require judgment. Knowledge helps, but understanding is essential. If you only memorize rules, you may not know when to apply them. Life situations vary. Thinking adapts to circumstances. This is skill that education should develop. Visualization helps understanding. When learning abstract ideas, imagine real examples. If studying physics, picture forces in motion. If studying biology, imagine cells working. If studying economics, understand human behavior. Ideas become clearer when connected to reality. Another technique is explanation. Teach concept to someone else. Use simple language. If they understand, you understand. If not, you need deeper learning. This method reveals weaknesses in knowledge and encourages improvement. Great thinkers practiced this. They simplified ideas so others could understand. Communication builds knowledge. Sharing ideas advances society. Education is not competition, it is collective growth. When we learn together, everyone benefits. Future progress depends on thinking, creative solutions, and understanding, not just information. Students should embrace curiosity, ask why, seek answers, explore possibilities. This builds wisdom. Wisdom is greater than knowledge. It guides decisions and shapes character. Life is continuous learning. There is always more to discover, to understand, to improve. This mindset creates growth. Both personal and intellectual learning never truly ends. Curiosity is the path. Understanding is the reward. Like lessons of Richard Feynman, think, question, explore, grow. Knowledge becomes wisdom. Wisdom shapes life. This is real learning. This is power of mind.